Good morning, everyone. Today I am scrapbooking Skylar. She's the youngest grandchild. Well, the youngest granddaughter, I should say. And her and her mom went to Florida and she's at the beach here. And I don't know if they got there late or if this was early morning. I'm thinking it's late because it looks pretty dark. It looks like maybe there was a storm rolling in. And I love this picture. It's like I printed it out smaller, but I just loved it so much. I just wanted it to be larger. And to me, it's just very striking. I mean, I think it's a work of art. Her hair blowing, and I think she was maybe jumping. I'm not sure, but it's just so beautiful. I love it. And then I have these two pictures as well. This one, she's picking up seashells, and here she is just kind of playing in the water there a little bit. And I think it was before it got real warm, so probably just at the edge of the water was where it would be the warmest, probably that time of day. And I have to say, when I was looking for papers, I went through so many. I think I had two other collections. One was a 49 Market, whatever their beach one was, and another Mintay, and this one's a Mintay also, and they were more turquoise. And this, you can tell, is very blue. In fact, when I put this up against there, it looks like the exact color. It's perfect. So I pulled out the other one first because I kept thinking, oh, that's probably it. And then I forgot all about this one. I don't think I've used anything from this collection at all. So today will be the first day. And I just wanted to show you that. So that's come. I haven't matted this yet. And I'm about ready to run out of tape here, but we'll see how far we get with it. But I've already got my tape unwrapped and ready to go. So when I was laying this out, I thought, oh, it matches so perfectly, maybe I don't want to mat. But it showed up so much better, the photos did, if I use a mat. So sometimes, you know, I look for a mat, sometimes not. Oh, I was going to give you a quick peek of these. I'm using this one, and this is the back. And I'm going to be using this one. And you can see it just looks like the flowers are on this kind of wild, bubbly water. And in this one, you can see it looks like really rushing water. So I'm thinking it really looks like her photos. And then these are the 3x4 cut aparts. And usually I end up cutting up these. Does anybody know what this is? It says 100 on it. It looks like a box. It almost looks like newspaper, but not really. I don't know. Anybody who's been to the beach and would know what it is, let me know. Oh, maybe it's a chair. The back of a chair that has sun on it. Or I mean shade. I don't know. It's kind of confusing to me. And yes, I showed you the back. And so here's another one. So it's like they're just so beautiful. It's like it's hard to almost put a picture on it. And then lots of times I just use the back. And let's see, I think I might have shown them all to you now. Okay, I didn't show this one. And then the back is this blue. You've already seen this. And this is the red. And this side looks like this, which is so pretty too. I love that. I just love that shade blue. It's one of my faves. Kind of a cobalt. Okay, so I already have these cut out, and it's going to be a double page layout. I think I said that already. I'm going to put these two on here, and I'm just going to put them probably something like that. Maybe have this one up a little further. And so I'm going to work on this one first just because it's my left and I want to work left to right. And also I was going to show you this because I want to use these seagulls and you see how they just kind of blend in. And so I'm gonna take it's the weathered wood, and whenever I'm doing something that is beachy, I usually use that because it kind of is a blue-gray. And so I've taken and put a little bit of that on this one, and it works so much better. And you can see this one here too looks so much better than this one where it's not inked around. And I don't usually ink around, but it's like if it's blending in too much, it's kind of a good idea. And so I'm going to ink these a little. I just thought it made a real difference in how it stood out compared to not standing out. You can see it just looks so much better. And because I really wanted to put these in the sky, and it's like, okay, I can't even see them when I put them there, so I think I need a little bit more ink. And I just kind of hit the corner or one side. I guess there's no corner on a circle. So, and I don't try to make it real dark, except for it really is kind of outlining it really well. Okay, and you can see it looks just so much better. And it's the same color really as what he is highlighted, so it's perfect. That's one I always use for that. Okay, the other thing, I'm just showing you hacks today. Not really. I'm gonna do this layout, but I don't know if I've shown this before. I think I have, but it's been a while. Now these are the small Tim Holtz scissors, and I love them. But I also have these, and they're a German name. They're like for when people used to cut out those silhouettes. And I've had it since the 70s. And I've looked to buy another pair, but they're very expensive because I was gonna buy a pair for my friend. And then, but it's like when I use these, I'll end up cutting for hours, and then I end up with a big groove in my finger, and it's painful. So I really like these the best, but sometimes if I cut out something very detailed, then I will use the other ones instead. Now when I cut out something like this where you want the inside of this wheel cut out, ship's the wheel, I will make a cut. See, I use this for everything. It's like just one of my favorite tools. And so I will make a cut in the middle, and then, now you never want to cut to the end of the snip, the end of the snips, because that's when your paper tears. And I learned that from Laura, what's her last name? I can't think of what her last name is, but I will link her down below, and I will make a note of that so I remember. Laura, I think it starts with an E. But, and it was like, when she said that, I thought, oh my gosh, that's totally right. And I used to always take my scissors and like just clip to the end, and sometimes it would tear it. And so it really is beneficial not to do that, because I hate it when it tears it and sometimes goes right through. I mean, I don't want any of it tore at all. But I love these scissors because they get right in there, because they're very sharp and tiny. But for poking the hole, this still worked better. So that was just another hack. And I'll probably do that to this anchor too. In fact, I'm gonna stop and do that. Well, let me just I'll start it here. See, again, I'm gonna zoom in, and then I'll finish cutting. But see how it's got that white piece? And lots of times I leave that, and here's another up here too. I'll leave that just so it doesn't get caught in my little package that I keep them in. And then when it's time to use it, that's when I'll do it. Now, sometimes I still have a hard time. Sometimes they're just hard to go through, and I don't know whether it's like just because it's cut out and there's not a lot of space, because it wasn't hard with the wheel, but it had extra paper around it, and I think it's because then the whole paper wants to bend. So I don't know, I'm trying to work through it here, but I might have to just go punch a hole in it, and I don't have my hole punch here. So let me see if I can just do this. No, it's not happening. But so I'm gonna finish cutting this out, and then I'll cut this out. But usually I do that, but once in a while I do have to use a hole punch to kind of go through it to start it. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, I've got that cut out, and I also went around this with the, I want to say antiquing, because that's what I used to antique just about everything. And I went around with pretty much everything. So it kind of looks like it's just got that shadow, and it kind of gives that shadow look, which kind of sets it apart from blending in. Okay, so I've got my pictures down. I kind of wanted them to look like they've been like scattered photos from a vacation, and still, her on the beach to where it looks real natural. And I'm going to use this ship's wheel, and I'm just gonna put a little tape on it, because I'll glue everything down at the end like usual. And I still haven't ran out of tape, but it's so close. Okay, and I like to see one of the things at the top. Now it looks like this is the darkest one, so I'm actually going to put that at the bottom. And then I'm just going to overlap the photos. You know how I like to do that. And then, let's see, what am I putting here? And then I have the anchor that I'm going to put on this side also. And I'm just trying to keep with the, the wind, the darkness of the darkness of the water. So I'm not doing it all real, kid-like, even though she's, what, 7? I think she's 7. Okay, and then I've got one of the seagulls here. And that, I need to get a little bit more in his tail, I think. Okay, that's good. And I'm just gonna kind of put him here so he's kind of in front of this, because otherwise he will blend right into the water, I'm sure. And then I have a wooden, well, they call them wood veneer, but they're like a wooden piece. I'm going to put that on here. And I'm just putting the, what do they call it now? The tacky glue. Okay, and I'm just going to stick this down at the bottom of right where the seagull is. And then I have, on this side, I have one of the florals, and I'm just going to kind of stick this where it kind of overlaps the one picture where she's turned this way. I just think these are awesome pictures. Oh, I'm losing my tape. Okay, I'm gonna pause and refill my tape, and while I'm at it, I will put the title down, because you know what that's like for me too. It's like just one of those things, I just have to do it. Because it takes a long time, and I don't want to make you watch that whole thing. Okay, it looks like I got a piece of tape here. Oh, I do, because I can feel it rolling up here. Okay. I got a little pile of my little paper pieces. Okay, I'm going to change that. I'm going to put the title on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I have the title on. I got my tape dispenser filled. I mean my tape roller. Okay, so I have this little piece of, I wanted to call it driftwood, but it's not. It's like little posts. So I'm gonna put that, wow. My hoe tape, it looked like the hoe tape thing was gonna roll off. Okay, I'm gonna stick this right behind these flowers, and so they'll be right up against this photo. And I kind of want them straight, so I'm gonna just double check and see if they are. Yes, okay. And then I have another seagull right here. I'm just gonna put a little glue on his feet, because otherwise he will not be sticking. There, and I'll have to bend it to get it to stick. Okay, and I'm gonna stick him about, kind of just overlapping the flowers a little bit. And then I have, I think it still look like seaweed. And these I purchased at Tuesday morning several years ago, and I think it was, they didn't say who they were, but I think that, or you know, they didn't have a brand. So I was thinking that maybe I heard that they were Kaiser Craft, but I'm not for sure. Okay, and then I have one of those sticky brads, and I'm just gonna stick that right here. Okay, and then I've got my little birds that I antiqued or darkened the edge of. I'm gonna stick these up here. Just kind of like they're flying right up here by, oh, and I didn't tell you the title, it's Wind in My Hair. Okay, and then just in case it's not showing up well, I never know. And then I always, you know, I look at my, I don't go through my video a whole lot, but I do kind of double check it, and I think, oh yeah, things I thought I couldn't even see in the picture, because I'm just looking up here at this lens, so it's like I never know how good it's going to show up. Okay, and then I made this brat, or I made this flare that is a, it is a compass, and I made these in different colors, and it was really hard to find things in this blue, but I had this, and so I'm actually going to put it on with E6000 this time, because otherwise I'm forever having to re-glue them. Okay, and I'm just sticking this up here on this side. Okay, and then I have one of the wood flowers that looks tropical, and I'm going to put that on this side. And I'm just putting the tacky glue on this, and do I want to put it up here, below here, or where do I want it? Maybe I'll kind of stick it down here by the picture. Okay, so now I'm done with this side. And now I'm gonna do the other side. And since that E6000 takes about an hour for it to dry pretty good, I'm just gonna slide it up here. And so I'm gonna move my sequins because I'm actually using some of those. Okay, so now I have the other two pictures. Oh, what have I here? I would say I didn't have this wrapped around very good. I don't know how I did that. I think I never pull it through all the way because I think, oh, I'm gonna use every single bit of it. And I don't get it wrapped up real good or something, I don't know. Kind of needs a little bit of glue when you put it together. Let's see. I'm just gonna trim this off and hopefully it will roll up good and not be folded in. I don't know, it happens to me almost every time. So I think I'm just not getting it wrapped or, you know, not rolled up enough before I notice it. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's rolling. Okay, and I'm gonna do this one too. I have to see how I was gonna lay those out. So bear with me for a second here. I gotta find my picture. Okay. Because I want this one over here, but I want this one just tucked underneath it slightly. That's the way I had it. Okay, I gotta make sure I have the right side up of everything. I'm gonna put that over here. I just love these pictures. Rachel did a fine job taking these pictures. I need to get Skylar to come down to Scrapbook with me. She wants to. Okay, so then got to gather all my stuff. I have this one that says Life's a Beach. And I'm just gonna put this, I'm gonna put a little of that tacky glue on here. Because since they are wood, it's really so much like gluing paper. It sticks it fine. Now the letters, you know, I've been trying to use up those individual letters, those little packs that I had bought, and I went through them one day because I kind of just forgot about them. And I'm just gonna stick this here in the between them. So those letters, it's like they have like this paper on the back and you pull that off. Well, they don't even stick because they've become concave, and maybe that's how come I found them on sale. Okay, so now I'm going to use some dimensionals. So I have a shell like this one here. So I'm going to, well, I'm going to have lots of dimensionals here. So I'm going to stick this because I'm using the paper to my benefit, but I'm also want to make it a little more dimensional. So I'm just going to put that right on top of there. And then I've got this shell that I'm gonna actually put here. Oh, the other thing I like Tim Holtz scissors for, I use these all the time for everything. They are nice for cutting these because they don't usually get a residue left on them afterwards. I have had some depending on the dimensionals, whatever they're stuck with, but these ones usually work real good. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that at the bottom, kind of between the pictures. And then I have a starfish, and all these I'm making dimensional. And I need to cut some a little skinnier. I could have just used the 2 pictures, but I thought all the pictures were so cute. But I had my favorite ones, so they just had to be bigger. So I thought I'm just going to do a double page layout, and because they were just so pretty. Okay, cut a little skinny one over here. Put on this one. I'm rapidly losing my nail polish. Wow. Okay, and these always look like they're running to me, so I always try to get them to look like, you know, their heads up. Okay, so I'm sticking that one right there. And now I'm going to put down my title before I do the rest, because the other things are going to be near it. So I'll be right back again. Okay, I've got another title on this page. Actually, together it says, "Wind in my hair, sand in my toes." And so I've got a little, the beach life, and these are from, just a minute, I'll get them. Oh, and the one who did the tips about fussy cutting was Laura Alberts. Okay, so the brads that I'm using on this is Simple Stories, not Simple Storage, Vintage Seas. Okay, so I'm putting that one right there. And then I have one of the little wooden seashells. And again, I'm using just the quick dry, or what are they calling it now? The tacky glue. I know I've said it 3 times. Okay, and I'll tell you, putting on these letters, it was like a comedy. Because I would put them down, they wouldn't stick to the paper where I put the glue, or you know, I put the glue on them, and then I'm pushing on them with the tweezers, and then they want to fly. Okay, and see how this has like the coral here? I'm going to put this wood so it kind of looks like it's flowing the same. And let's see, do I want to put it kind of overlapping the shell? Maybe I'll overlap the shell with it a little bit. Because it'll give it a little more dimension too. Okay. And then I have these sequins that I'm just gonna, I'm gonna dump this out in case I end up sprinkling them on here. Okay, I just want to put a few of these kind of here and there, kind of pick some places. There, kind of have 3 spots there. Just kind of here and there on the page. maybe I should just dump some in here so I can kind of pick them up easily. And these are just all shades of like peachy, corally colors. These ones are very small. I figure they'll just kind of sparkle on the page. As long as I can get them to stick. There we go. Maybe a little here and a little there. And then maybe some down in here. So I'm just kind of putting 3 things of glue here and there, and if it looks like it needs more, then I'll put more on. This will be a good start. Oh, that's not going to stick there. Got too much glue there for that little tiny one. I need a bigger one. Okay, where else did I put this? Oh, there it is. So I think I'll finish putting sequins on here and the other one, and then I'll show you. I'll hold it up to you when I get done. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all the sequins put on, and so they're complete. So 1 piece of paper each. Lots of embellishments. I think they are so cute. Just love her pictures. So wind in my hair, sand in my toes. So I can't wait for her to see it. So I will have close-ups at the end, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.